Welcome to the channel. My name is Georgia and today I'm going to be watching season 4 episode 6 of Sex Education. If you want access to my uncut reactions, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Last episode we saw a lot of the characters very coincidentally going to the movie theatre. Otis and Maeve had arranged their first date, but their plans got thwarted by Joanna, who had been stood up by Dan. She asked Otis to buy her a ticket and then she went and sat with them, sat in the middle of them. God, read the room, Joanna. And Maeve had brought alcohol and Joanna got completely blotto and ended up getting kicked out of the theatre. Maeve then led Otis to a place which I was trying to figure out what it was. I was like, where the hell are we, Maeve? This looks pretty sketchy. But it was Moordale. It was Moordale. And I'm so sad because they clearly still had the set there. So why couldn't we just have Moordale reopen or something? I loved that school so much more. They went down to the swimming pool. So many memories there. It was a really nice callback. And Maeve was trying to get Otis to have sex with her, but Otis wasn't really very comfortable with it because she was drunk, but also because he felt guilty about what happened with Ruby, and he ended up blurting out what happened in the midst of it all, and that just was not good. He made it sound way worse than it was, but however way he told her, I think it was always going to sound bad because at the moment Maeve's going through such a hard time and she's been hearing bad news all over the place. Hearing that is not what you want to hear, especially when he was the one that was jealous in the first place about her and that guy. I always forget his name, I'm sorry, but he's kind of irrelevant really, isn't he? Then they got caught by police who chased them out of the pool. So it's a good thing they didn't start having sex, but yeah, it's not going well. Bo's jealousy of Jackson is kind of reaching new heights. He stormed out of the movie theatre because he was jealous of the way Jackson and Viv spoke and didn't get told what they were talking about, which I think is understandable when it's something personal of Jackson's. Why would he tell someone he doesn't even know? He's just being a little overbearing. And then every time Viv like confronts him, he just goes, oh, I'm sorry, it's just because I really like you, Viv. And he says something really deep, and that is manipulation at its finest. Joanna told Jean in her drunken state about the debt that she's in, so Jean's got that to worry about now. But Jean finally began to accept help with her struggles towards her potential postnatal depression diagnosis. Initially, the doctor had told her to try some medication and she refused because she got out of depression before without medication. But then Otis confronted her, saying that she's not been much of a mum to him lately ever since she had Joy, and he still needs her, and she kind of broke down, and then that was when she accepted that she does need something to help her out of this slump. But Joanna saying that she has a lot of debt doesn't help the stress levels, that's for sure. Otis and O had their big debate at the school, and we found out what PK and Aisha were wanting to say, and it was that O had ghosted PK before when they were kind of seeing each other, so Otis brought that up, and O came out as asexual, and that's the reason why she ghosted many people. There was quite a lot of people that came forward about it, so he kind of forcibly outed there, which hasn't looked very good for his image. I don't think he would have done it if he knew the truth behind it. I don't think he's that desperate, but she was clearly desperate enough not to lose the debate to actually come out and do that. But it was very brave of her to do, and I think it was a reasonable explanation for her actions. It's clearly put her in the favour of the crowd, but if I'm honest, this sex therapist stuff isn't really that important. Like, I was kind of into it at the beginning of the season, like the rivalry, but considering we're coming towards the end of the show now, we've got all this stuff going on with Jean and her depression and Maeve and her mum dying. There really are bigger things than being a sex therapist at the college, I'm not gonna lie.
Am I in trouble?
Why are you turning your back on your church?
I don't want to, but I don't think I can be baptized.
Life is hard, and sacrifices must be made. But your church needs you. I need
This storyline is becoming very strange, isn't it?
I don't think that's a word.
Are you arguing with God?
No, I was just maybe trying to say effervescent.
Cow.
Would you like some bread?
I mean, I like the storyline of him like being torn between his faith and his queerness and not feeling accepted, but also not feeling like he shouldn't have to give that up. But the physical manifestations that they're doing are a little odd. Oh my god, is it the funeral episode? What? Oh my god, was it that bad?
Pop by to see your mum.
Okay.
I've got a free period, so...
You're not on a friendly level like that.
I didn't know she was coming.
Whatever. Mum, I've got to go.
I know. Maeve is going through a vulnerable time.
Oh yeah, we didn't even... Are you joking? We didn't even get to see Jean and Maeve in a proper scene. What? We just saw there was that big tension of like, Mum, this is Maeve, but we don't even get to see the follow-up of that.
I think that maybe you should pay attention to your own instincts on things.
It was both of us the other night. Okay? Maeve didn't make me do anything.
Oh. Now that is personal. Stop.
I told her that we were just working on the campaign and we accidentally fell asleep.
That is what happened.
Yeah, I was
No,
about
I
to
know,
say,
but-
isn't that the truth?
Well, Maeve doesn't need to worry, because we're not more than friends. We're not friends at all.
Ruby.
He might even be losing her vote at this rate.
Otis and I tried to have sex. It was a disaster. Yeah, we're not really speaking. Ames, I think the Isaac thing makes me uncomfortable. Do you reckon you two could be friends?
Yes, absolutely.
No.
I should never have brought it up, seriously. I mean, nothing happened, and nothing ever will happen. I promise.
No! That really surprises me. Maeve and Isaac never really seemed that deep.
Okay, I'll see you then.
The doctor wants to see him. That doesn't sound good. No! Oh my goodness. This episode's going to be horrible. Whoa. Are they all going to the funeral? That'd be so nice if everyone's going, because they were struggling about gas.
In truth, I came back to work too soon. If a woman gets off the career roller coaster, that she won't be let back on again. And then when my husband left, it all just got very difficult. I eventually got stronger. And I knew that the most important thing was that I was there for Otis, but I've always wanted more. And so when this radio job came up, I didn't want it to pass me by. Gosh, how did you get me to talk about all of that?
I think it all just comes out when you really need to speak to someone. They're definitely going to be a thing.
Couldn't do it, my hands shake when I'm nervous. Might see my ex today.
Oh,
She your first love?
oh, he.
Yeah. It's been a while, but it still hurts.
Well, I don't think it ever gets easier, but you look great, so she's missing out.
Oh, I really wanted him to say he.
Someone's not picking up.
I can go get some flowers.
He better turn
Honestly, I don't
up.
really care about the flowers.
Oh.
Honestly, there's no need for all this. No one's coming. I told you.
Who invited everyone? Because I can't imagine Maeve would.
Okay, well, I wouldn't have had to stay there if you didn't dump me for your new friends.
Hang on, are you blaming me?
Otis.
You literally said you were fine with me.
I really need him to be here, Otis.
We'll find him. Don't worry. Where's he staying?
His mates. Dodgy Mo.
Know his name. Otis is going to turn up there in a neck brace.
Maybe I could open a nursery.
Open one.
Fancy ones
With
baby
what
Yoda.
money?
Yeah. Should you do that before or after you cleared your debt?
Mm-hmm.
Can you grab me a moon cup? And also some of those fibre powder things. I haven't pooed for days. Actually, I'll just come with you.
Great.
If I was Jean, I'd really want some time away from her.
I just think it's hypocritical of you to take the queer night so personally when you literally dump me for Maeve all the time. Eric, it's not the first time, is it?
Seasons have gone by and nothing's changed.
Dodgy Mo. Yeah, that's me.
Oh, that's
Is
it.
Sean staying here?
Unexpected.
No, Sean didn't come back last night. Sorry, I can't have them in the house because of my allergies, so you could take him. You'll probably see him before me, you know, so. Cool.
How are they going to transport that on their bikes?
Can you tell me one thing that's been going on in my life recently?
You going back to church?
No, I'm not! actually. And I'm having an existential crisis about it, but you wouldn't know that because you don't care about anything that isn't about you.
Ooh, it's about time they had this conversation.
Whoa, wow, wow.
Oh my god, don't go down there, don't go down there. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no!
The flowers. They're gonna be okay.
What are we gonna do?
They're not, look at
You
them.
just put them back in the holes. We have stuff in common as well, right?
I'm just trying to say that there's parts of my life that you don't really understand.
Like what?
We're very different, and we don't really talk about it.
Okay, but why are you blaming me for that?
I'm not blaming you. I'm just trying to say how I feel.
I always loved the fact that they were so different and they were such good friends, straight from the off in season 1. But I do think Eric is right in this scenario because Otis putting the blame on him about them not seeing each other lately, when a lot of the times throughout the show it has been Otis constantly ditching Eric for Ruby or Maeve or the sex therapy clinic. He's always been able to spend time with other people, but now when it's Eric, he's suddenly not allowed. And I think it is because Otis is afraid of getting left behind. I understand that, but when he's the one that leaves Eric behind a lot, it is very hypocritical of him to say that.
Oh, we couldn't find him.
The flowers, they sort of broke in the middle a little bit. Sorry.
She's here. Oh my god, Sean, I swear to God.
What are they doing here? Well, you were worried about your mum being alone, so I invited them. I hope I didn't do the wrong thing.
Oh, Aimee, it was Aimee. Of course
That's
it was
very nice
Aimee.
Thanks, Ames.
Oh my god, what? Oh, I miss Miss Sands so much. And Mr. Hendricks, but I miss Miss Sands more. With or without you.
It was my mum's favourite.
Good
I
choice.
love this song.
Pivot.
Should we start again?
Oh my god.
Back it up a bit.
Otis,
I mean, it was never gonna be a funeral without hiccups. This is so haphazard, but I don't think Erin would have had it any other way, if I'm honest. It's very her. Oh.
Erin was born in Moordale, and she has survived by 2 children. 3 children.
Who gave you these facts?
Sean and Elsie. Who was
He's
a
here.
lot of
He's
her
here.
life.
He's here.
Sorry, I'm late.
Welcome. That there is a particularly bright new star in the sky tonight.
Sean, you can't turn up late and do this.
I mean, it's complete crap,
No, it's not the
but
time.
it is beautifully crafted.
He is. Look at his eyes. Be good.
My darling mummy died doing what she loved, drugs. Football in the dark. This was a good one, where Mum would kick us out of our caravan in the middle of the night so that she could get high and then screw some guy called Greg. Hunt the cigarette, which is when we used to go to the park and had to get on our hands and knees and...
It's very easy to forget what a terrible mother she truly was, because what I remember of her is mainly the stuff that we saw of her in the show, where she did mess up and drugs still did overtake her life, but she ended up doing the right thing for Maeve in the end. At least in season 3, I just remember that scene so clearly. It's like my lasting memory of her, which was the last time we saw her. She did truly mess them up, and Sean is going down the same path. He's saying she died doing what she loves, but he's doing the same thing now. He's going to end up like her if he's not careful. Maeve and Sean are quite polarizing, because Maeve, I wouldn't say she's sensible. She is quite a rebel, isn't she? But when it comes to like drugs and things like that, she is very good and she doesn't touch the stuff. Sean has started portraying some similar habits to his mum with the flakiness. Like he left Maeve in season 1. He had left her before that. He is very known for being flaky and just not answering her messages. And so like I feel like almost the disdain towards his mother is also because he's unhappy with how his life is turning out as well, because he is really, really going down a similar path to his mum. and it is her fault because of the way she raised him. I think you're bound to go one way or the other, and he's sadly just gone down the same route.
Bye, Mum.
But that is his closure, isn't it?
Why do you have to be so selfish?
Because I can't be fake like you.
I'm trying to give her a nice send-off.
It's not fair. You're going to get out of this place, but I'm going to die alone. Just like Mum.
What I just said.
Yeah, well, it doesn't really matter anyway. Because you're just going to go back to your fancy little life in America and forget I exist.
How many times have you left her? You're still doing it now. I hope this isn't the last we see of him. But he needs to try and make a life for himself and get clean if he doesn't want to be like her. Oh!
What's he doing?
Oh, he actually did get in an accident then.
That's Dan. Shit, you must have really had a motorbike accident. That's the guy that I've been seeing.
Huh?
That's Joy's dad.
What, is it you and Dan?
Mm-hmm. You know you can't see him anymore, right?
Yes, of course.
Are you never going to tell him? Say something!
How have you been? Good, good. Did you ever tell your parents?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were pretty good about it.
That's amazing. That's huge.
When did you stop feeling ashamed?
Oh, it's
Still
a long
ongoing.
road. You have to believe that you deserve good things.
And if people don't accept you, then fuck them.
To love yourself.
I know that we weren't right together. I do really miss you.
Oh, same! I still love them. I can't help it. I know that it's for the best they broke up. They weren't built to last, but I think the growth that Adam had because of that relationship made it all worth it. And I do still miss them having scenes together because I think their dynamic and the way they bounce off each other has always been so enjoyable because they're so contrasting, even more so than Otis and Eric. Like, Adam is so straight-faced all the time, so deadpan, and Eric is so effervescent. So their scenes are always comedy gold, and just seeing them finally talking again makes me so happy. I've been waiting for this, and if this is their only scene this season, which as it's taken till episode 6, maybe it is, I'm happy that we've got some kind of follow-up conversation where Eric knows that he did come out and it's not just all left up in the air. And I miss them. I miss Adam talking to anyone, really. Like, I am enjoying the scenes with his father, even though they are very scarce. We deserve more. Besides that, all we've really seen is him with Jem and the horses. So I like seeing him back in with the old crew.
You're completely effort crescent.
Oh my god! Is Adam God? She's laying in the hearse. I'd be too superstitious about that.
You wanted to honour Erin. And that's something to be incredibly proud of. So get back in there and tell them about your mum.
Oh, I miss their scenes together too. This episode is bringing back everything I loved about this show.
My mum was an addict. She also helped me set up my first business when I was 8 years old, washing people's cars. We never went hungry, which was no mean feat. Even when she was high, she would make these stewed pancakes for us with chocolate smiley faces. Pretty good. A mother can be a pretty shit parent sometimes, and you can still love them and want them to get better. I really hate her for everything she put me through, but
You love her all the same.
I also miss her with every cell of my being.
That was really good. Oh, I thought he was going to perform some stupid sex song.
And I'll wait without you, with or without you.
Oh, he does have a really good voice.
With or without you, with or without you, I can't live.
Oh, this is so nice. Oh, that is not a pretty thing to keep visualizing. That was so nice. One of my favourite scenes of the season.
Just wanted to check everything was alright.
Okay, give them 5 seconds at least, Bo.
I just think it's a bit weird.
Bo?
Why are you getting jealous?
I'm not being jealous. I'm just
He's the one that's
worried
been
that it's not moving
jealous.
so fast.
I'm happy.
Is he going through her phone?
You right, mate?
Yeah. Yeah, it's just just getting Viv's stuff for her.
Oh, this guy.
I'm still teaching, and Emily's gone back to university.
Really?
You've actually inspired me.
What?
Really. Getting to study at Wallace, it must be amazing. Top of your class and everything.
She doesn't have teachers like you there.
Teaching you and watching you thrive when you've had so much working against you has been one of the greatest privileges of my career.
Bring back Miss Sands. I miss her. She always says the best things.
Thank you.
Thank you. Enjoy the cupcakes.
Oh, he has.
Aimee gets special.
I don't feel like you really heard what I've said. Maybe we need some time apart from each other.
God, everything feels like it's happening so late in the season. I expected this a couple of episodes ago, not now.
I think I was just missing you a lot, and I wanted to feel important, which is pathetic. And I'd hate for this to be the reason that things don't work out with us.
Do you want me home?
Sure.
I'm glad she's not held it against him.
Oi, oi!
Leave her alone.
Give us a smile, then.
Oh, that is so true to life.
I'm not smiling because I've just been to a fucking funeral! I'm also not smiling because you're fucking talking to me! You fucking fucks!
Maybe we could hang out.
Yeah, sure.
Your shirt's on. Bit odd. What's Mum's coat doing here?
Her coat.
Listen,
Oh
I was just...
God.
I've just dropped by to get something.
Yeah.
You've got sex hair too.
I think they want top surgery. And I want to understand so I can support them, but they just won't talk to me.
She is trying.
I didn't react so well when they first came out.
I felt out of control.
Well, it sounds like there's been a breakdown
So
in the
now they
trust
feel like
there
they can't
between
talk to you.
Letting them know that you love them for who they are.
Jean's got it.
The tests are clear, Mr. Marchetti. Your lump is not cancerous.
Then why did you have to see him in person? That kind of stuff can be said over the phone.
Sorry.
I really hope she uses her art as some kind of empowerment piece.
I have absolutely no idea what you're referring to.
Yes, you do. And so will everyone else after they see the video I've just tagged you in.
Oh, she's doing it. She is still doing it for Otis though, even though she got mad at him and he isn't respecting her feelings. She still did it for him. I think Ruby really needs to realise that he's just not into her though. But then, like, I think back to season 1 when Otis was doing things because he really liked Maeve, and to compare Ruby to Otis in season 1 is mad. But it is kind of the same thing, like this is the time that she's getting to spend with him, so she's latching onto it. But in her situation the feelings aren't reciprocated, whereas with Maeve at least they were for Otis. Ruby doesn't have any friends or anything, so Otis is the only person that she really knows and can speak to, so she's latched onto him and she still likes him, but her heart's getting broken in the process. And in fairness to him, he has been vocal about the fact that he's with Maeve and that he doesn't like her in that way and all this stuff, but I think it would be best if she just left him alone. I think also as well, this revenge, she wants revenge on O, so that's also why she's doing this. O has changed. She was a child then doing that stuff, and Ruby did terrible things just a couple of years ago. Like throughout the whole show she has been a grade A bitch. So I do think that using this against O when she actually is quite good, I'm coming around to O now, using this against O when she does seem like she has genuinely changed as a person. She grew up. When you think about it, it seems that she has changed more than Ruby has, And everyone loves Ruby. I know everyone loves Ruby. I love Ruby too. But like, I feel like everyone goes, oh, poor Ruby for all the things she's been through. And that is valid. But she still caused so much bullying to other people. And I don't forget that, which I feel like a lot of people do just because she's so iconic. But like, the amount of people who she put down while at Moordale was an insane amount. She was a bitch to everyone. If we're giving Ruby a chance, I do think we should give her one as well. Is he gonna hug the horse? Oh, he's so comfortable with them now. I love Adam so much. If it wasn't obvious.
I actually think I might stay here. I just think I need some stability.
Comes back to what Jean said as well. She didn't want to let her chances go.
Yeah, but I
don't want her to lose it. Is he gonna have another panic attack?
Mom?
Whoa.
Mom, are you okay?
Why is this bringing that back up?
I keep thinking about my mum.
You keep thinking about your mum?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, not in a sort of weird, creepy, sexy way.
Okay, shush, please.
He never had this problem with Ruby.
It's been a weird day.
Yeah.
Weird day.
That is 100% the best episode of season 4 so far, and thank God, because that episode felt like the old Sex Education. I said, I think episode 4 or maybe 5, whenever Maeve returned, it felt like it was starting to get back into the old groove. It felt a bit more like the old show because the characters were, you know, conversing more together, because beforehand everyone was kind of off in separate groups with new people and all that. But this episode truly brought it home. Like, we had all the characters we know and love, with a few, you know, a few exceptions not there, but we had lots of people from Moordale all coming together to support Maeve. And the funeral, it was emotional, it was funny, it was chaotic, but it was so good, so great. It had those raw moments like with Sean and with Maeve's eulogy, and the With or Without You, everyone joining in to sing that was so beautiful. And I love that they brought back Miss Sands and Mr. Hendricks, because Miss Sands and Maeve's dynamic is one of my favourite parts of the whole show. The way she always supported her when no one else did, the only teacher that really gave her a chance and pushed her to have these opportunities. I loved their dynamic so much, so to have her there and saying that Maeve inspired her, that's everything to me. I want Maeve to go back to America, I think. I know I compared it to Jean saying that she didn't want to let opportunities pass her by, and that's why she took the radio show even though it wasn't the right time. That could still happen with Maeve. It could be the wrong time for her to go back and all that. But I feel like, considering all the work that Miss Sands put in making Maeve believe in herself and pushing her to do these things and apply for this course even in the first place, and getting the money for it was all such a struggle for her. I feel like she's really passing up an opportunity by not going back. And if her reasoning is because she wants to stay with Otis, I think that's a rubbish reason, because you should never ever give up opportunities for one person. If she wants to stay near her friends and with her family, she doesn't want to leave them again, then that is fair enough. Like, that's more of a reason. But staying specifically for a relationship, I think, is a bad idea. And as well, she doesn't really have any prospect here. She's not going to college. It probably would be hard to enroll mid-year, I don't know. And Maeve would hate Cavendish, wouldn't she? She'd 100% hate that school. I think it would be best if she did go back, which of course would mean troubles for Otis and Maeve. But my prediction going into the season was that I don't think they will end up together, and if she does go back, I don't think they'd want to do a long distance again because of how toxic their relationship got last time. So we'll have to see. My prediction now is whether or not they'll end up having sex, because with the way this is going, I don't know. Why is Otis thinking of his mom? Anything. I don't know if it's because he's been building up to this for such a long time, this first time with Maeve, that he's starting to get so stressed out and now all these horrible memories coming up, or whether it's the grief with her mum that's reminding him of his mum going through a grieving process. I don't know. I'm not a psychologist. Cat's out of the bag with Michael and Maureen sleeping together now. Adam knows, and he didn't have a great reaction as Maureen had suspected, but he went to hug the horse, which was such a nice scene, so cute. Had to see how he's grown more comfortable with them, and I loved how happy Eric was for him that he's working with animals as well. I loved that scene too. Seeing them finally back on good terms and talking, and he was really nervous about seeing Eric again, and to see it go so well was great. Would have loved for Eric to say that he missed Adam too, but you know, we can't have everything. But yeah, I hope that Adam comes around to his parents getting back together and giving it another try. But I feel like it also poses the question of like, oh, are you only putting in this much effort with me because you want to get back with Mum? Which is kind of what he was doing. Like last season he wanted to get back with Maureen, and then she was like, no, you have to put in effort with Adam first. And now, like, he's kind of gone back to Maureen. So yeah, it's a whole thing, but I do want to see them back together. The most dysfunctional family at the start of the show. I'd love to see them back on good terms and all living together. That would be so cute. Oh my god, stop. I thought that Sean's scene was very fitting with his character. I'm glad to see that he did mention how he is going down the same path as Erin was, and it's sad to think that he thinks it doesn't matter whether he's clean or not because Maeve has prospects, but her life, with all due respect, doesn't have anything to do with him. Like the amount of times that he abandoned her while they were growing up. He was supposed to be her guardian or whatever, and then he would leave all the time. It's not like they're together 24/7 where her going to America would really affect him. I think he's just jealous of the fact that she is doing so well and he's not, but he needs to enter into some kind of program to get clean, and if he really doesn't want to go down the same path as their mum, he seems so resentful towards her. But he can't help from doing the same things because he is becoming an addict too. So I really hope he can get clean, but as it's, you know, only 2 episodes left of the whole entire show, I don't know if his story will get explored any further. So I wonder if they'll do like a thing at the end of the show, like a couple years later or something, where we'll get to see where everyone ended up after college. I'm not sure. I really don't know. I hope it has a good ending. Now that I'm getting close to the end, I'm like, oh, please can it be a good ending? But this season has been kind of underwhelming so far, but this episode was great. I really loved this episode, and I hope that the rest of the season continues on this upward slope. Oh, and I really liked the scene with Cal's mum calling the hotline, or calling Jean and O and asking for advice, because I did think it seemed like she was putting in effort, but Cal just didn't want to talk to her. But their mum did acknowledge that she wasn't very supportive when they first came out, so that's probably why they won't open up to her now. But she has got her instincts correct. Like, she does know that they do want top surgery. She has picked up on that at least. She just needs to try and get Cal to open up to her, so hopefully if she takes her advice and does more research on the topic, then they will, and hopefully get the help they need, because they seem to be down about themselves at the moment. And Eric and Otis are going to be taking a friendship pause. They're going on a Ross and Rachel break. I think Otis needs to get his shit together, like, in so many ways, but he really was not listening to Eric, and then he just kept turning it on him, a bit like Bo's doing with Viv, like just saying, blame it all on him, saying you're not listening to me. Otis, what did you even say? All you said was that you disagree with Eric because you're not hearing him out. He can be so selfish, and I hate that every season we seem to go through so much growth with Otis, and then at the start of the next season we're right back down to where we were before. It's not been an upward slope, it's just like back up and down, up and down. He never seems to change in that regard, and it's so frustrating because the first 3 seasons I thought that they did so, because every season I've always praised him. I'm like, oh, Otis grew so much this season, but then he does seem to revert back down every single time, but this time I feel like it's worse than ever. That's it for today, guys. Thank you for watching my reaction to season 5 episode 6 of Sex Education. If you want access to my uncut reactions, the link to the Patreon page will be in the description below. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time for episode 7. Bye.
I like them sweet but naughty, pimples on the cheeks. I bet you taste like berries, so how could it be? Oh,